to promote my country this summer. I think everybody is familiar with Saudi Arabia, but it's totally new market now. Since the new king started together with his government, they have decided to exit from all services. So Saudi Arabia, which is a country, services all controlled by the government. Lately, the government have decided to exit and let the private sector take over. And the famous launched vision of 2030 was there, and all the key strategic objectives related to that. Of course, private sector will have a great deal. It's a totally new market for everybody. They believe that this will improve efficiency, bring costs down, increase competitiveness, and of course, enhance quality, encourage investments, and of course, reduce strain on our government budget. Now, they put that into two steps. The first step is the 2020, where if we're talking about water sector at the moment, back in November 2016, the related agency or the related ministry have announced bundle of greenfield opportunities in water and sewage. And as you know, Saudi Arabia is, in terms of natural resources, water resources, we have nothing. So we rely mainly on seawater. We rely on some brackish water, of course, and sewage treatment. Now, as you know, Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the world in terms of desalination. However, so they've invited everybody, and they announced a bundle of opportunity that was about $53 billion US, and they started investment at MIWA, which is the ministry related to this industry. Now that covers everything: desalination, transmission, distribution, sewage treatment, storage, reservoirs, even sludge treatment, and so forth. What's the current status of Saudi? Of course, we have the largest number of desalination plants because we have no other sources. It's about 30 plants. And let me tell you something. We have a mix of MSF and RO. Then lately, the government have decided to change source of power to actually go for renewable power, clean energy, and that automatically have pushed them to decide on changing water technology back to RO. So, but that's an opportunity by itself on RO. Yeah? In terms of transmission, you have thousands of kilometers. Saudi Arabia is not a small country; it's a big country. And here we're talking about the main parts of Saudi, it's not the whole thing. Of course, 62% is controlled by SWCC. That's the largest company in the world. It's owned by the government that's related to desalination. Of course, private sector is looking at the 38%. We do have shortage of about 1 million cubic meters a day, and I know that besides this, there are big plans also to cover that gap. Population growth is enormous in Saudi. The annual growth rate for water is 5.5%. Besides, 4.6 million cubic meters per day is seawater, and if you add that the difference from brackish, we're talking about an average of 6 million cubic meters. That is going up to 8 million cubic meters in a few years. So that's the demand. Saudi, long ago, have decided to have what is called a combined dual production, which is water and power together, thinking that was the right move. And they used crude oil in order to produce both water, power and water. And later on, of course, this explains the process between what is called ICRA, which is the regulator for dual production, and then SWCC, which is the company that is handling desalination. So they take water for cooling, and then that water goes to SWCC, so they can share seawater intake. That reduce capex. And then from there, SWCC transmit that to a company called National Water Company, who is actually handling distribution. Now, so all these companies are B2B, but once it comes B2C, that is National Water Company, and National Water Company is currently collecting only 30% of the cost. But that definitely will change, and all consumers, people like us, will start paying the full 100% cost of power, so the cost of water. What are future plans? They'll put new plans. Now, today maybe you will see many opportunities that's called greenfield, but the brownfield is another story, where the government also wants to privatize and exit completely from all their plants, transmission and distribution. So they put new plans, the 2020, and then the private sector would manage the sector. Many projects. Now we'll see a list of those projects. For instance, now Saudi, again, is with two sides. Yeah, we have on the west the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf on the east. So for you have distant projects from 9,000 cubic meters only to 600,000, or 1.17 million cubic meters a day of desalination. So we're talking about real large, massive plants worldwide that requires everybody in the world to come and look at it. Of course, new technology is most welcome. Smart funding and financing is most welcome. It's not just putting a plant and run away. It's not EPC anymore, it's investment. Under different arrangements, whether it's PPP, BOT, BOO, and so forth. And what carries under that is the operation and maintenance, spare parts, chemicals, you name it. It's open, and it's there for whatever, 20, 25 years, nothing less than that. So eventually the government will, as the main generator, the main controller of this market, will disappear, and you'll start seeing people like me, like us, like a culture, yeah, from the private sector looking for partnership, and they win opportunities together with other private sector. Yeah. So as you can see here, happened again in small, but Jubail is on the east side, and then most of the others is in the west. Yamba and Rada has already been in the process of rolling out. Again, on the transmission, as you can see, it's massive, massive. It's not just small. It's like they kept the whole thing for today. Yeah. To cut it short, of course, there is an RFP and then credit support, yeah, all this process. You can go through it. It's an ordinary process, but also sometimes there are shortcuts. But the good thing, the whole thing will be very transparent. So no hidden agendas. Yeah?
2 minutes.
Sure. This is the initial criteria of people who are interested, actually. So definitely they have to have solid financial standing, experience in the technology itself, proven track record in project development, and compliance, safety, and environment. Yeah, that's in brief. Now, here, National Water Company, of course, this is the company dealing mainly with sewage and transmission of and distribution of water. They have to deal with, they're dealing with the main cities, Jeddah, Mecca, Taif, and Riyadh. So it's not the whole of Saudi Arabia yet. Yeah? And these are some of their opportunities also. Most of them are about to be announced shortly. Yeah? Leak detection is a major issue in Saudi Arabia in terms of our network, especially the existing network. So that's an opportunity. Together with metering, they actually announced a couple of months ago. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ahmed. Again, some very interesting opportunities there. So now we can get into the nitty-gritty of some points, questions, and I'm sure some very